Welcome back to BVarsity Live. Zach Ewing, Trevor Horn here in the house, TBC Media Studios in downtown Bakersfield, and we've already had Megan Shane, former Frontier, now pro golfer, in the house, and also Brandon Jones, former Bakersfield Christian quarterback, and now San Diego State. So we're kind of doing the throwback thing. Now we're going to go back to current high school guys. Stockdale Golf in the house with us, Blake Bourell and Brandon Inn of the Mustangs here. The Mustangs, very good, very consistent golf team thus far this year, always shooting in the 360s, 370s pretty much, right, guys? And that's if you can keep doing that, that'll take you to some pretty good places in the next month to 6 weeks. So, good job so far, and let's dig into that a little bit. We'll start with you, Blake. You knew you had a good team. Did you know it was going to be this good?
Yeah, I knew that because we've all been practicing basically all summer, so I knew we were going to be pretty good. How
about you, Brandon? You sort of led the charge. Now, we'll get into your story a little bit, but you didn't even know you'd necessarily be part of this team until later on. But what has this journey been like for you?
I didn't think I was going to play my senior year of high school at all, but we have a really good group of kids that we have, and everyone works hard, so we're going to go pretty far this year.
And I think, Trevor, you were out there yesterday. What was this, 371?
No, you guys shot a 380. So not your best score of the year, but Buena Vista can kind of get you every now and then. But yeah, you guys shot an even par as a team at Valley Oaks earlier this year against Clovis West. A 360 as a team. I mean, that's incredible to have an even par with 5 guys. So, Brandon, for you, what's kind of lend itself to this group? Is it the fact that you guys have all been playing together for so long that's allowed you to get to this point?
Yeah, we all play on weekends and we all hang out with each other. So we already have really good team chemistry before we even started, and we just all get along, so it's perfect.
When you play practice rounds with each other, is it different than when you're sort of sanctioned in school or something? I mean, are you fooling around and playing closest to the pin competitions and those sort of things? What's the difference like in that sort of a more casual round?
Well, we would love to beat each other. We hate losing to each other,
Yeah.
And we're always really competitive towards each other.
Is there a scoreboard? Who's won the most rounds or anything like that?
No. I mean, we have it it's right here,
Yeah.
We know.
And Brandon, you may be winning that competition, at least in high school. Is that right? I think.
Yeah, I have it by a little bit.
So you've got it right now. But as you said, you weren't even sure you were going to play this year, and that was injury based. Right. And now you're headed to Cal Poly on a golf scholarship. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us exactly what happened with your injury and maybe how low things got for you as far as a golfing career?
Yeah. So my 8th grade summer, I went to Aspen, Colorado for a golf tournament. And I had altitude sickness, and my heart rate was at 150 beats per minute.
Holy moly.
And my oxygen level was below 30%, and my lungs were filling up with fluid. So I went to the emergency room, and I was on an oxygen tank for 4 days. And not until freshman year started, when high school golf started, I started getting really dizzy, and they thought it was just vertigo or something. And about 6 months after that, I couldn't lift my shoulder up past my arm.
Wow. That's scary stuff.
Yeah, and then so it was basically having frozen shoulder, and I hurt I had severe nerve damage in my spinal accessory and long thoracic nerve.
Did they ever determine how that happened? I mean, was that a natural thing? I mean, or that just got worse over time, or did you suffer an injury at some point that caused it?
They determined it was an anoxic brain injury from the lack of oxygen and red blood cells going to my brain. So it was basically the same symptoms as having a stroke.
Wow.
I mean, we're talking about a guy who not just off the course for 2 years, but, I mean, you couldn't do anything with that left arm, right?
I couldn't close my trunk or anything of my car.
What's going through your mind as all of this is going on?
It was hard because for over a year, I went to the best doctors in California, and nobody even knew what was happening.
Yeah, your dad was telling me yesterday that you'd go to a specialist and 6 other doctors would walk into the room with him, and none of them, and you're talking about guys that have spent over $1 million on education, and none of them could figure it out. Blake, for you as a friend, was there a lending hand for you, a supporting hand for you while he's going through all this?
Yeah, it really sucked not having him on the team because he's obviously one of our best players, or our best player. And, I mean, I had a feeling he'd be better by senior year. Actually, I thought he'd be better by junior year. I didn't realize how bad it was.
Right.
but yeah.
So you didn't play. You did play as a freshman in high school, but then not as a sophomore.
Yeah, you were on that Valley Championship team.
Yeah,
right?
freshman year.
Yeah, and your older sister played golf in college. I mean, it's a serious golf family. It means a lot to you. Obviously, you played as a youth. Having that taken away from you had to be just as hard as anything, I would think.
It was definitely one of the hardest things I've gone through in my life.
Did you stay away from the course? Did you still come out and walk and watch? I mean, was that harder? How did you react to that?
Even walking, it affected everything because I would try to read a book and I would get dizzy and I couldn't read, like headaches, everything. I couldn't even putt because bending over, I would get dizzy, couldn't pick balls up out of the hole. So I stayed away from it for probably a good 2 years.
What was the solution finally? Was there a surgery involved, or how did they treat it?
No, the one doctor at Curlin and Job, orthopedic surgeon, said that if I had surgery, I wouldn't be able to play competitive golf again.
Okay.
So it was just more of just a waiting game, and I went down to a concussion and balance doctor in Laguna, and he did therapy with me for probably 6 months, going there twice a week during the school year, getting fixed.
And that's what finally helped you get better. And do you still have to do some of that stuff, some of the therapies that are ongoing?
Yeah, I do all the exercises every day, and I go back once a month to go see him just to check up.
Okay. But no issues at this point?
No, I'm feeling pretty good.
That's awesome. Now your golf game, 2 years is a lot of rust to build up. Did you feel that when you came back? I mean, how bad was it when you first stepped back out there?
The first time I played when I came back, I shot a 70, so I was really
wow.
I was like, wow, okay, well, this is going to be a lot easier than I thought.
On 18 holes, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Trevor and I question for you right there.
Yeah, so after that, I was like, oh, it's not going to be as bad, like all this stuff. And then I just wanted to play without pain for a while before I really went into the mechanics again. And then I'm really trying to work on my swing now still and get everything perfect.
Blake, let's talk about your journey a little bit in high school. How have you progressed from a freshman to where you are now?
Well, freshman year, I didn't even play in one tournament. I was just on the practice team. And then sophomore year, I realized I need to start practicing more and like really working on my game. Ended up winning individual Valley that year, which was nice.
Kind of came out of nowhere to do that, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it
really did.
You were sort of the unknown. I remember that tournament. And does that catapult you at that point to now I want to take it even more seriously, or how do you react to that?
It made me want to like go farther and be able to play college golf in the future. Made me realize what I'm capable of, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great day.
And now, I would imagine after that, it's unbelievable. It's awesome to have that great round at the right time. At that point, you want to be more consistent.
Yeah, definitely.
And it seems like you've reached that point.
No, I don't think I've reached it yet.
When nobody ever masters this game, right? We were talking about that with Megan. So I have to ask you guys, same question I asked Megan. I'm sure you saw the Masters on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, Ernie on Thursday, 6 putting from 3 feet, and then what happens to Jordan on the back 9 on Sunday? As a competitive golfer, how do you guys react to that?
Right, you can
just stop right there.
No, I love how
the noise says it all.
You say you watch the Masters on Sunday, and everybody just kind of goes.
They kind of drop their shoulders. Yeah.
Spieth just kind of want to like step away from it. Yeah.
I thought he would do well as well. Well, and he was doing well, but it just goes to show you, Brandon, though, that no matter how good you think you are, this game can humble you. I think.
Right.
What was your reaction?
His swing was messed up. I was completely surprised. I didn't think it was actually happening.
Yeah.
We were all playing together when it happened. We were watching it on our phones.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember I was checking just a little score update, and I saw, 500 at the leaderboard, and I just assumed that was him because he'd been there for a few holes, and then I checked. Wait, that's a different name now. Willett's up there, and what happened?
I was at the house watching it, and it's funny because he bogeys the hole before it, and then he comes up and he hits the tee off the tee, goes right into the woods, and as he comes out of the woods, he gets to that shot, and it's funny because you don't see him, but it's my future father-in-law. I might as well just call him my father-in-law now. He goes, nope. He's gonna screw this one up because you could just see it. He was doing kind of a Sergio thing. Where he was just coming back and forth,
waggling,
waggling. He was just kind of. You could tell something was wrong, and I was like, "Nah, it's Jordan Spieth. He'll be fine." And then, bam, chunks it. 10 feet?
Yeah.
And I just sat there and I went, "Why is my golf game on TV right now?"
How much of your guys' conditioning and practicing for golf is mental versus physical? I mean, how can you work on that?
It's probably 50% mental, probably. You have to be confident going into a tournament, knowing that you're going to play good, basically. You can't have any doubts. The other 50% is just practicing every day and, you know, basically
muscle memory from your strokes and stuff. Yeah. What about you, Brandon? How much of it is mental for you?
I think golf is mainly mental, just because you know exactly what yardage you have to hit. You know how far you hit your clubs, but you still have to execute the shot. And with that, you could read a putt and you see what's happening, but if it doesn't happen, then you can easily get lost in that.
How do you quiet your brain in those big moments? Do you have a trick or a routine?
I don't really have a routine, but I'm usually pretty quiet when I play anyways, so I just stay to myself.
Even when the butterflies are rising up or whatever, you know it's a big moment in your round.
Well, luckily I really haven't gotten bad butterflies before, so. Yeah. It's kind of a blessing.
Yeah. Well, when you go through what you've gone through, golf doesn't seem so serious, I guess. That's one good thing that came out of it. How about you, Blake? Do you have the moments where you sort of have to quiet yourself?
Yeah, I've definitely had them before, in sophomore year in the playoff to win Valley.
Mm-hmm.
I hit my drive. The kid hit his drive 100. He's 125 yards out from the hole. I'm 225 out. And by that time, I had a lot of butterflies going.
Better hit a good iron shot here, right?
Yeah, it was actually a hybrid, and I hit it good. All you can do is just go up to the ball and hit it, really. You know what you have to do. Can't overthink it.
Where were you guys at that year?
Dragonfly.
Okay.
In
that's in
Fresno
Madera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up in Madera, right?
Yeah.
So that's such a cool moment. Now, coming up, obviously, we have some big tournaments. Is there just one league tournament left or two?
Two.
There's two league tournaments left.
Let's bring them back after the break.
Okay, want to take a break and we'll come back?
Yeah, I got more for him.
Okay, sounds good. We'll come back on BVarsity Live. We'll take one last break. We'll be back after this with Blake Bourell and Brandon.